With us, we go into a school show hoping to share, first and foremost, our love of sound and our love of music. We also like kids to see a group that has four, French, Canadian, an English Canadian, a Chinese, and a Latin, blending our traditions, having fun together, giving each other total respect and attention, and taking each other for what we are as valuable contributors to this cultural entity that ASA is. It's not unlike Vancouver,
ASA is a wonderful group. I mean, as people, they're a wonderful group of people because the four members of the group bring together so many different personalities and so many different elements, and it's a real kind of magical alchemy among the group. But the music that they create is something that I would call entirely Canadian, because what they're doing is they are bringing together the cumulative knowledge of all the cultures that they have been brought up in. But not only that, but they're bringing together everything that they've picked up along the way here in Canada and in their travels around the world. And just by virtue of the four of them having such big ears and ears that are open to the world, they can almost become a microcosm of, I won't say all of Canada, certainly they can't, but certainly urban Canada and the changing face of urban Canada and multicultural Canada.
This school is full of people from all over the world, people whose backgrounds go back to many, many parts of the world. So when I think about my classroom walls, for example, it's just like they've been blown out. And if I set them up someplace else, they'd be somewhere on the other side of the globe.
Help me out. What color? Who wants to? Purple, green, blue. Do you want to get started?
When I first arrived, I sat in on a workshop that Chusha was giving on traditional Chinese music, and it was great. She was giving a class in Mandarin to kids who both spoke Mandarin as a first language and those who were learning Mandarin as a second language. And she was going back and forth between Mandarin and English with absolute ease, and the kids were all able to follow her. And she really made everyone in the room feel terrifically comfortable because she would start to demonstrate her instrument. And you know the way kids are, they don't want to show that they're enjoying something because it's really not cool, so they have to pretend that they're not really listening. And she just got them up on their feet and said, okay, we're going to do a dance. And she made the girls put scarves on their heads and the boys put scarves around their waists and do a dance as if they were riding horses and milking cows and gazing off into the distance. And it immediately broke down all the barriers. Everyone felt comfortable, everyone was laughing, and everyone wanted to sing.
Does that matter? Oh, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's no, doesn't have to be matched.
When I go to school, there's a lot of things I want to deliver. First, because I myself, I really believe to be able to love music is fortunate, and I feel the life is much more interesting with music. So I want to deliver that to the kids. And whenever I go to school, and I will give them things and let them feel music is fun, music is loving, music is something it's touchable and it's real, and it also is to very, very fulfilling to have inside of you. So this is the first image or things I want to deliver to the kids.
Chusha is quite a remarkable artist, and the kids were just captivated by her because, well, number one, she's not me, she's not the regular teacher, but she has great charisma and personality, and she spoke Mandarin, and they liked that. They thought that was really neat. She also taught them a dance, and they were quite surprised when they did their evaluations afterwards. What surprised you was a question. They said, we didn't think we'd have to dance. And I discussed that with them. I said, well, did you not want to dance? Oh, no, we did. We were just happy that we could dance, but we didn't think we'd have to dance. You know, like we don't usually dance in social studies, so this was a surprise. But they were just delighted. And they still ask, you know, will she come back? Because she obviously made quite an impression on them.
I think that the whole concept of having an artist in residence program in the schools is still new, and I think it could be explored an awful lot more. Of the realization of that, you know, there are a number of resource people in community, and there are resource people that haven't been used to their fullest potential, and that being artists. And that these are well-rounded people that have a variety of skills. And these can be, I mean, being performers, they can get in front of a class, hold the class, and then they can pass on all sorts of stuff. Like, you know, things that Val has got me to do there is teach a science class, which, I mean, music is all about science. It's, I taught a basic physics on the physics of waves, you know, the waveform. Well, that's what music's all about.
So I move the bottom like this, and I go, try that. Oh, it sounds wonderful. Isn't that great? Listen, we should do this in the next concert. This right here. This is great. I like this. Okay. The only problem with this, the only thing is with this is that you're all using kind of a low sound. If you use a higher sound, harmonics start to appear. Listen to me. No tape recorder. So Val saw not just this in us, but the same thing exists in many artists. And she said, this is valuable. And we're prime candidates for leading a class, and we can get this information through in a fun, interesting way. The kids don't know that they're learning. They think they're having a good time, but they come away with, you know, valuable experience. So we can teach the 3 R's.
When we play, it's a lot of fun. And that's why we often smile at each other because we know when it's clicking. We know when that magic is there, that everything is going really smooth, or somebody played a new thing, and it was really neat. It fit in very well, and the public wouldn't know, but we play together a lot, so it's good to surprise ourselves.
As far as including the arts in an education, I just see it as I read one time that education is a great conversation. And to be well educated, you want to play as great a role in that conversation as you can. So you educate yourself in as many different areas as you can. And that enriches your life, because now you can talk to people about those different things because you have that background. And to me, the arts is just another part of that conversation. And if it's missing, then that limits your life experience, because you are now not able to take part in that part of the conversation that is life.
I really believe it's very important work. There's the small things that I think you add to every kid's life by bringing music. I'm a firm believer in music as a harmonizer of the soul, and as a healer of the world, and as a social force. And it's amazing for me here in Vancouver to see Korean kids, Vietnamese, Chinese, Brazilian, Iranian, all of them playing music together that belongs to my country. And it's really touching. It's really special for me to do that, and I see them all enjoying so much.
I play drums all the time, even on a kitchen table. I just play a lot.
You can play that, and you can stop. Like I said, don't worry if the music goes by, because it's nice. Imagine that the music here is like a big canvas, right? And you're just like painting on it. So you can take your time, think about it. You don't have to be playing constantly at all. But when you play, it has to be one clave, and it has to come out. It's like this color has to be red on white, right? I gotta hear you. Sometimes I wasn't hearing you well enough.
Well, the first time I did it, I was a little bit shy, but I did my beats and I wasn't that shy because I knew that I know what I was supposed to do. And from all the performance, I did so well, and I didn't care about the nervousness I had. So it doesn't make me very nervous anymore because I know how to drum very well and I practice a lot.
When I was a kid, I was, I guess, in first grade, and they brought a string quartet to my school that played a Mozart piece called A Little Night Music. And for some reason it touched me so deep that I started crying in the middle of the performance. And I didn't know what was happening to me, and the teachers were like, "What's going on?" I didn't know. And I think that really changed my life. That turned me into a musician. There was something very deep there for me, and as soon as I was old enough, I picked up an instrument, and that's the end of the story. So for me, it was that important, and I'm hoping if out of 200 kids I have that effect on one kid, that would be a blessing.
I enjoy a lot, and that's most of my favorite things I do. I think it's my best subject.
I never really liked music, but then in grade 5, I started to play drums, and it just changed my life, my lifestyle.